Hello everyone, it's the series where I show you how to get Chomiks in depth so anyone can get them. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. But without further ado, let's get into the Chomiks for today's video. If you've watched the last video, which did very well, so thank you for the support on that tutorial. It was my first time trying to find the Chomiks tutorial, and it did well for my standards, so thank you. But if you've seen that video, you'll know that I kind of like to do this series a little bit differently. Instead of showing you one Chomik at a time, I show you multiple that are kind of themed and grouped together, and I show you the full way to get there in case you don't know how. So, today is the Geometry Dash Duology, which starts with the Shipwriter Chomik found in the Cyber Zone. It is intense difficulty, and I feel like most of that comes from getting to the Cyber Zone, which is the first thing that I'm going to show you here. Getting to the Cyber Zone is quite simple, however it can be a little time consuming, which is what makes some people not want to go ahead and do it, but it is important for getting all of the Chomiks, or at least most of them, so I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. You need to get a 9-digit code and spawn, and each of the 8 adjacent realms contains 1 digit of that code. You've probably seen some of the fragments of the code just walking around, but I'm going to show you all of the locations. And the last thing to mention is that the code is randomized for every user, so I can't just tell you one code that will bring you to the Cyber Zone immediately. But starting off with our locations here, at spawn we're going to have our code location on this cherry blossom tree, stump over here, and then we can walk over to kitchen, and our code is going to be on this fork bridging the utensil cup to the microwave, and you don't actually have to go up and touch them, even though it gives you a little notification when you do, but you don't actually have to, so you can just kind of keep track of the numbers and the digits with a notepad or pen and paper if you're primitive, or whatever you need, right? But coming over here to marble, you're actually going to want to go inside of here and come to the 2 cubes with the outlet on it. And our code's going to be right here on the side. It's a little bit smaller, but easy to see if you zoom in. Looping around a graveyard is also very simple. It is just in this back right corner when heading in from spawn. A lot in graveyard is very simple, including this. Some of it is not, but a lot of it is, including that, and that's where we can get our number from there. Lava is probably the simplest one, just a few jumps, and it is right here for us to have and collect for the code. And then going into the trash realm, it's going to be on this roof back here. If you need to see it better for whatever reason, you can jump on top of the door and go on top of the roof. Coming over here to the desert area, our code is actually going to be on the face of the Sphinx. It's going to appear right here. You can see it kind of faintly from where I'm standing. You can see it better if you get up closer to it, obviously, but I don't necessarily need that because I already have this code written out and I'm just showing you the locations. But over in Blocky, it's also very simple. It is over on the back of this white part that you go past when you're coming in from spawn, and the part of your code that's marked as 1 is going to be the first part of your code, which is what the 1 means, and that's what the /E also signifies. So it signifies that it's an emote, and the code is in the form of an emote. So don't forget the /E, and also don't forget the actual digit that comes with the code. It's a pretty simple idea, but I just want to make sure no one misses it, because again, I try to make these for people of any skill level. And coming over here to ice, you're going to want to fit into this little transparent gap right here. Do this simple parkour. The real OGs remember when this was buffed. I remember when it got nerfed, my whole world felt shattered. But anyway, off topic, you jump over here and you get your code just like so. And those are all 9 of the code locations, and then all you do is compile them together And once you have that code all compiled, you can just paste it into the chat and you will be sent to the cyber zone momentarily. Once you're in the cyber zone, we have to actually find Shipwriter Chomik. Luckily, it doesn't take too much exploring, just a little bit of parkour. So the sign right there says to find a button, which is necessary because this jump is too big to cross, but the button isn't very hidden. It's just right here, and you can just go ahead and press it. And I like to do these jumps in sideways shift lock because you just have more room, and I find it simpler to make those jumps. This parkour is a little bit harder. I like to hold the same key the whole time when doing my parkour and just let the shift lock camera movements do a lot of the work for me. But when you come up to here, you're going to want to fit in this gap, and the best way I've found to do it is just to walk off while holding W, and you will have Shipwriter Chomik if you walk right into that wall. So that's how you get Shipwriter Chomik. This parkour, if you're new especially, can be a little tricky, but it gets easy once you start practicing, and you can definitely do it. So good luck getting Shipwriter Chomik, but now we have to teleport back to the main game to get the Extreme Chomik. Sorry, thinking of the realm, not the Chomik. That's my bad. Once we're back in the main game, we're going to want to go to the Ice Realm. Ice is just over here. One of the main 9 we got our code from for Shipwriter Chomik, but we have to do this obby once again. You can't even really call it an obby. Couple jumps max, you know. But you're going to want to climb up this candy cane, and the way I do it is I just jump up, and when I start climbing on the border between 2 colors, you want to jump off while flicking your camera from right to left or left to right. I'm more comfortable doing right to left, but if you jump at the same time as you do that really fast camera movement right to left, then you will go up a level, and this is also something that takes some practice, but you will be able to do it pretty quickly. Do it again. Eventually, you're going to not be able to do it anymore, so instead you're going to want to grab that invisible ladder, and you're going to want to start in the same way like you're doing that kind of flick movement up to another layer, but instead of grabbing onto another layer, you just grab onto that ladder. This part definitely took some practice for me. I still can't do it perfectly, as you saw. I was there for a minute, but for new players as well, again, take some practice, so just try your best, get better at it, and you will end up getting it. But once you're over here, you're going to want to hit this red pad down here, and when you jump to the red pad, that is the teleporter for the Vermillion Void. And once you're in the Vermillion Void, it's very simple from here. So you're going to want to follow my lead. Now you have extra jump power in the Vermillion Void unless you go through here. This area, that power is kind of disabled, so that's why I'm kind of bypassing it here. And you can even see a couple of Chomiks on some parkours and stuff, but we are here for Extreme Chomik, which is one of the simpler ones. I'm not really sure why this Chomik is extreme difficulty, but I digress. Free extreme. It's not free, but it's not that bad either, you know what I mean? So you're going to want to navigate your way over here, and you're going to want to go around onto the back of this whole structure here, which obviously very simple. And then you're going to want to keep going up until you get to this part where you actually have to get to this to go up, and the way you do that is just by kind of hugging the edge here, and then you're going to want to jump really late to grab onto this, because this will act as like the top of a ladder. So you're going to want to do that jump to the side while holding W, and I'll just cut to when I get that jump because I didn't end up getting it first try. Once you make it onto this ladder segment and you keep holding W, you're going to want to make your way to the edge and do one of those flicks that I was talking about to get to the Vermillion Void. to land on this slanted part, and then you just make your way up here, and then it's as simple as walking right to the Chomik. And that is how you get Extreme Chomik. A couple of difficult parkour mechanics here, but gets very consistent, especially with practice. So I feel like anyone can definitely get these 2 Chomiks if you want to add them to your collection. You don't have them already. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and have a good day.